See?
Oh, I'm feeling so good today. I'm really excited about today's topic. I really am.
I am excited too, man. Serial entrepreneur. That's something so amazing. But for me, it means a lot of different things because sometimes a lot of people don't know what cereal mean. Like, like they don't.
Yeah. Well, let's give them some tea because honestly, sometimes people like think of it as a negative thing where it's like, dang, they doing so much. But really, it's like when you get into this game of being an entrepreneur and your own boss, you really do have to. It'll be a benefit to have your hands in a lot of pots,
Mhm.
right? Just like you heard of the saying, like, oh, you want to put your eggs in all in one basket, right?
Right.
So the definition of a serial entrepreneur is an entrepreneur that is constantly, continuously, that comes up with new ideas and start new businesses.
Hmm.
Now, I mean, I feel like we both have thrived off of this, right? Like we both
Right.
have that mentality where it's like, yeah, we're good at this,
Right.
but we definitely also want to make sure that we're developing our other talents because you just want to make sure when
Mhm.
you're finding your niche that you constantly are developing your other talents as well. So I'm
Yeah.
excited. I
Yeah.
want to make sure that you guys know like some of the things that we have our hands in. Like I said, like before when I introduced myself, I'm a creative
Hmm.
entrepreneur. So I have a lot of hats that I wear throughout the day. Okay. A lot of hats. A lot of
Yeah,
hats.
definitely, because it's a hard thing to kind of do. But it's amazing. Like I said, I love being a serial entrepreneur though. So let's get into a couple of things here. What do you think is something that makes you a serial entrepreneur?
Well, being a creative, honestly, like I write for online sites. And I also do my own YouTube, Life and Beauty with Cece. Definitely go ahead and subscribe to that channel. I give you hair tips and beauty tips. And it allows me to really just touch on like my productive side, like production side. I really do. I really
Right.
do like enjoy producing content. Okay.
Hmm.
So like producing content can look like, scripted written content or like video content and just the
Right.
podcast itself. Like I said, I also have my hands in like finances. I'm really like big on generating wealth. Like they say
Hmm.
the wealthy have at least 7 streams of income. Okay.
So
Mama
true.
only
So
has
true.
like two. Okay.
Okay.
We trying to get to like three by the end of the year. So at the end
Yeah.
of the day, we have to make sure those
And
side hustles are starting to pay us.
definitely multiple streams of income is amazing. Like you said, seven. I mean, to have two, don't get me wrong. One thing that I also want people to understand, like you said, you have two, but to have two is still a good thing you're building. You know what I mean? A lot of people,
Right.
I feel like where a lot of people fail at in business or just period in life, they try to get more ahead or do more than what they're permitted to do at that time. One thing I always say, and I'm a firm believer in, this, like, what's for you is for you. When God has
Exactly.
it for you, it's for you. Can't nobody
True.
change that, alter it. Nothing can happen because God stamped it, signed it, dotted all that. It's for you. You know what I mean? So can't nobody change that. But yeah, no. That's really dope though. I really.
Yeah, and it really does require a lot of energy to become a serial entrepreneur. You definitely want to have certain characteristic traits. You want to make sure that you have good time management. You
Right.
want to be able to like, have concrete goals that you're setting because like when you're starting off and you're thinking like, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur,
Right.
you definitely have to zone in on your talents. And
Hmm.
it's
It does.
important to have strong discipline. You have to be optimistic because sometimes maybe that one hustle that you're really into, it may not go as planned. It doesn't mean that you completely dead it altogether. It just means that that specific hustle and talent is just going to take some more time to foster and grow it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it really takes a big like chunk of being creative and innovative. You want to be able to think of new ideas, think of making sure that whatever you're bringing to the table brings value to your audience and to your potential clients and customers. So it's really really great to have
Right.
these traits. And I feel like a serial entrepreneur is somebody who's like a purebred leader. Like we're both leaders. We both have those
Right.
characteristics. So having those traits is really going to help you to become a strong serial entrepreneur and honestly really successful. So I definitely encourage on working on
Yeah.
those traits specifically.
Yeah.
But like you, some of your favorite celebrities are serial entrepreneurs. You see it all the time with the celebrities. They always have their hands on like so many different things. Like your
Yeah.
art, your favorite artist. Like it's more than just brand deals, right? Like they'll branch out. Like my fave, Miss Savage, Fenty,
Period.
Riri.
Period.
Okay, she
Okay. Okay.
definitely. I saw a post where it's like they were trying to say how like, oh, Beyonce has kids and so has kids, but Rihanna doesn't. And then somebody posted like, well, she has 4 kids. She has
Mm-hmm.
Savage Fenty. Okay, she has Fenty for beauty, the makeup product. She also
Mm-hmm.
does Fenty skin. She has all these other hats and her exclusive like clothing line. So it's
Right.
like
And
she
she doing the
truly
damn
is.
thing. She is
Okay,
doing
and
the
they're
damn
all
thing.
successful. They're all successful. She took her time to make sure that everything was inclusive. Like celebrities understand that wave. Don't ever feel discouraged if you're like, yeah, I really like this thing, but I don't really know how to like zone in.
Mm-hmm.
Like focus and grow and foster your talents because it's really going to be beneficial to definitely have your hands in all of those
Right.
pots because
Right.
we're like we're multifaceted, we have
Yeah.
different sides of ourselves.
We do. We definitely do. And that's what I tell a lot of people too in my life because a lot of people, I'm a Libra, so we're indecisive people, period. But a lot of people around me, they be like, you're so indecisive. One moment you want to do this, and one moment you want to do that, and one moment you want to do this. Like, it's not that it's one moment I want to do this. It's like I want to do it all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys
And
know
you
I'm a hair.
can.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, you guys know I'm a hairstylist, and I still want to have like my salon over here. I still want to have my hairline over here. And I also still want to give media content. And I also sometimes deep down in my heart, but that's like really at the bottom, want to be a nurse sometimes. Like
I
so it's
remember
like
that. I
I
remember.
feel like you can't tell me that I have to just do this or you can't tell me that I have to just do that. Like as long as I'm successful at each thing, I feel as though you can't just say to me, oh, fuck. Now, what I can say to be successful in those things, you do have to give your focus to one thing at a time, like, and then branch
Mm-hmm.
off. Or,
Mm-hmm.
if you just that talented, then go ahead and launch all those damn things at once. But to me, for something to become the greatest or to the best potential that it can be, you have to focus on that one thing. You know what I mean? You have to give your all to something. That's like raising a kid. A lot of people have multiple children, yeah, but a pregnancy takes 9 months. During that 9 month
Mm-hmm.
time period, they're focused on that one baby. You know what I mean? Making sure it's
Mm-hmm.
healthy, making sure they're eating correctly for the baby to come out right and have no deficits or anything like that. You know what I mean? So to me, you have to raise that baby right, and then you can branch off and have multiple, different projects. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense because you really do have to focus and zone in on one. Like I said, most of your favorite celebrities, they started off in a specific, genre of music, and sometimes
Right.
they branch out to do acting, they branch out to do brand deals or makeup or clothing. So it's like,
Mhm.
you'll see different aspects of a celebrity, but it's like you do have to like really nurture that one
Right.
specific talent at a time because you get better with
Yeah.
time. You
You do.
definitely do.
You do.
You
Like
definitely
they
do.
say, the older you get, it's like fine wine. You know what
Okay,
I'm
because
saying? You put that wine in a wine cellar, you get a little better. It get a little better for you.
I ain't tooting my own horn, but
But
mama's getting
BB.
really, really good with time. Okay.
Right, right, right.
Period.
No, no, for real though. But yeah, I always tell people to make sure they have their hands in different pots. You know what I mean? It's a blessing to have multiple different incomes because look at what we in now. You know what I'm saying? This pandemic that we're in, it's a lot, and a lot of people do not have the resources to even live through it. You know what I mean? A lot of people are
Yeah.
normally are really depending, I can't talk today, depending on unemployment and these stimulus checks and stuff like that, which is nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong, especially if you gotten laid off. But my thing is this, that's why it's always okay. It's okay that you work that 9 to 5. It's nothing wrong with working that 9 to 5, but have something on the side. Maybe if you good at sewing, sell some clothes or something, make some shirts or something. Or even if you're not good at nothing, buy stocks into a business. You know what I mean? So to where you get some type of revenue back from what you already, what you are investing. So during this time or during any pandemic that happens, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? Because it's some people, they live in their life like everyday life, like there's no such thing as corona. You know what I mean? Because
right. And I think you brought up a really good point. Like, I think right now, I think people realize when this did happen, because this is we're living through a pandemic that's never happened, right? And I feel like it really opened their eyes to realize, like, damn, well, maybe I should have been doing other things. And that's why you're seeing a boom of new entrepreneurs. It's okay to have that 9 to 5, but also go ahead and maybe foster those hobbies that you have and make sure that they can, potentially come into something that's profitable. So I highly always encourage going ahead and like taking a look at those natural talents that you have, because they can really bring out, something that could bring in some coins. Because, we all about that. Okay, we all about them.
Definitely.
Coins now.
The coins is important. The coins is important, but also too, having good credit is also important as well. And that's something that's part.
I'm so happy you said that, because, like I said, one of my, newest business ventures is definitely getting into the credit restoration game. Like, if you have great credit, you do not have to use cash. You can leverage your credit. You can grow that business. You know what I mean? Like, you can go ahead and have your hands into multiple things. Like, I had a successful, a few years in finance where I worked at a bank, and I was working directly with like the credit team and the credit card department. And I really learned so much about the importance of leveraging your credit. Like, having the ability to really just going ahead and, like you said, going into stocks and putting your hands in, like, even just the stock market itself. That's something that you're just like, honestly, putting your money in different businesses and companies and seeing it grow. Like, being a serial entrepreneur is honestly resemblance of that.
And
like,
also being educated on that as well, not to cut you off, but being educated, because a lot of people don't even understand that, like you said, putting your money in stocks. A lot of people don't even understand that 401k is a stock. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you can draw from, so I feel like a lot of people just get these jobs and they're like, oh, okay, we have this and we have that, but they don't really know in depth of what this is used for, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like, educate yourself on these things, because let me tell y'all something. They do it all the time. And you know who I'm talking about when I say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they raise their kids, you know what I'm saying, to know these things. Like, versus us, growing up, I'm pretty sure some of us had that Pacific Bell phone company in their name. They mama to put Pacific Bell in their name, and a gas bill, light bill, something. So kind of we be fucked from the start. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, educate yourself and break generational curses so that you can teach your children something different versus what you've learned or you experienced. You know what I'm saying? So that's something very important. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, it's extremely important. Never let anybody deter the fact that you definitely can go ahead and be interested in different things, and honestly grow all of them at once. I mean, yes, you're going to have to focus in and hone in on one to truly allow it to grow, but you can connect with so many different people just based off of your interests. Like, you can really, when they say, like, the goal is for me is to really generate an income off of something that I truly love. And I love and advocate for financial freedom and having the financial literacy for people, black and brown people that look like me in my communities, because I see how it's affected my community.
Yeah, it affects us the most. It affects us the most because we're really not that knowledgeable about credit. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I turned 18, and when you turn 18, you get that fresh start. And you start applying for everything. Girl, I was at Daniel's Jewelers. Girl, I was here, I was there. And and later on in life, it bites you in the ass when you have to
It'll catch
start,
up.
you start looking for homes, or you start looking for cars, or you start doing these different things that you need in life. And you realize, okay, when I was 18, I was wilding. I was free with my social security number. Girl, I thought I was the man. Like, okay, yeah, it's pretty good. My credit good. Yeah, run mine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I was all for it, like an idiot. Like, what's your problem? Like, oh, don't worry about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, no, like, don't do that. Like, you gotta really protect. I feel like credit is a part of your energy, so that you got to protect your energy. Period.
You need
Like,
it. You really,
yeah,
really need it. Like, you need
yeah,
it to move around in certain rooms and to be acknowledged at the bank. Like, you really need good credit.
yeah.
And so, like, I'm a big advocate of it. Go ahead and hit that link in my bio at cc_the_coins if you definitely want to reach out, if you're serious about investing in yourself and taking that leap to restore your credit, because I can definitely assist.
And y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, she really the truth, for real, because,
Okay, talk about me, friend.
yeah, my friend, she helped your boy out, so
Okay.
she's really good at what she do. So for real. So I only advocate for those who I believe in, and like I said, she's really dope. And if you guys really need it, go ahead and click on that link in her bio. She's gonna get you right, for real,
That link. Okay.
for real.
If you know, when you know better, you do better. And I'm gonna make sure you know better moving
Put
forward.
my
Okay.
trust in that nigga because I knew better. Oh, I'm sorry. That was that's my sound.
Friend. What are we
That's my
talking
sound.
about? Like, but yes. So the game of the rule of the game is go ahead and don't put your eggs all in one basket.
Yeah,
Go ahead
no,
and
for
nurture
real.
those talents, and
No, for real.
really take advantage of being a serial entrepreneur. It's
Yeah.
definitely needed in this day and age. You
And
really
like
need
I
to.
always say too, serial entrepreneurship to me is meant for someone who's like talented in multiple areas. Like, I feel as though I'm talented in multiple areas. Like, I'm not good in just one thing. And it's not me being cocky or nothing like that. Um, so the reason I say that is because when you're talented in numerous areas, you feel like you're being tugged in different directions. So you can kind of find yourself in a rut because you don't know which route or route to take first. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like, okay, I start off on this and I'm good at this. Okay, yeah, but I really deep down, and then you find yourself saying this to people. I really deep down in my heart want to do this, but I really too want to do this too. But it's like, dang, I need to do this because I want this to pop off. But then, yeah, I want that to, so you're in your mind and you're having these conversations with yourself, and you feel like you don't know really in your heart what you want to do.
Right.
But you know what you want to do. You just don't know how to execute all of them. So I've learned, because to me, I say this to people a lot. I feel like I self-sabotage a lot.
Oh my gosh, I'm so guilty of that. I am
Yeah.
so guilty of
I
that.
feel like I self-sabotage a lot because I am talented in different areas. So what I mean by self-sabotage, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this and I would be doing good at it. But then I'm like, okay, but I really don't want to do that. So I stopped doing it and focus on something else. But what you got to understand is you cannot quit in the midst of
No.
anything, because that's what I mean by nurture. Because nurture that thing, whatever it is that you love, and grow it first before you start doing something else. Because then if not, you just gonna have all these numerous businesses started and nothing has flourished. You know what I mean? And I'm guilty of that. And I'm transparent with you guys, so I'm being very transparent. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it was like this. I wanted to do media. I have a hairline. I was a hairstylist. I wanted to do nursing. Uh, I went to EMT school. I went to be an MA. You know what I mean? I've done all these different things, but didn't stay focused on one thing. And it's okay to do all these things. That's the point of being a serial entrepreneur. But you also have to do those things smart, because if not, you find yourself in a rut and you're going to be looking for help.
And it's okay. Like, I think that part of y'all being risk takers is understanding that,
Yeah.
failure does happen, but when you do fail,
Yes.
you just have to get back up and try again.
That's
Like,
the
this is a
that's the
marathon
key.
for real, not
Yeah.
a race.
Come on, say it
Okay, so
again.
like when you are going ahead and you're like growing and nurturing these talents, you want to make sure you have
Yeah.
the grace and the patience to give yourself to say, you
Right.
know what, this may have not come out. There's been, if you check out my YouTube now, I shared my story when I drove all the way from Jersey to Vegas,
Yeah.
and you can
She
see
did,
the
y'all.
quality and like of my videos to now, and I keep it up to just show like my growth. Growth is important, growth helps you,
It
change your
is.
perspective. And as a business owner, a
Yes, I'm
boss,
having a beer.
entrepreneur, it's important. It's important to definitely always make sure that you have the ability to get back up if it fails. Like, it's okay. It's okay to try it out, because you might be interested in something and you might not be that great at it. You might realize, like, you know what, I'm really not that good at what I thought that I was good at. Have
And let me
grace.
move. Let me
Yeah, just
move
move
on.
on and on to the next thing. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's just all about having that perseverance of just keeping it pushing and keeping it going.
Hmm.
Honestly.
Yeah. And I just never thought that I'd be like saying that, because it's really true. Like, like, because
Mhm.
I hear people tell me a lot, like, Landon, you're so talented in a lot of different areas, but you need to find out what you really want to do in life. And it's like, what I be trying to tell them is like, to be honest, I know what I want to do in life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I know exactly what I want to do in life. Like, every day I know I want to get up and I want to record this show. You know what I'm saying? I know that. I know I want that a part of my life. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because I'm helping people in some type of way. But I also do too still want to sell hair. I also sometimes want to touch on a person's head sometimes. Sometimes I get in the mood to where I do want to do hair. I did that for years out of my life. That's a part of me. That will never die in me. That's a part of who I am. But I just feel that you have to channel that energy in the correct way in order to do all those things, and it comes off tastefully versus you just switching things.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's a way you have to channel that versus just doing this today, and then tomorrow I'm doing that, and then the next day I'm doing that, and then the next day I'm doing that. Don't get what we saying twisted. We not saying hopscotch to this thing and that thing and that thing and that thing and that thing. No, that's not what we saying. Do
And
it tastefully and
sometimes
gracefully.
just
And
just by doing it, right? Like, just by doing that one thing that you're interested in, you might find like, oh, I'm actually good at this too. Like, it
yeah.
started off for me, like, I majored in broadcast journalism. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they taught us how to produce our own content. And in the midst of doing that, I always wanted to be in front of the camera. I like think that I'm like made for it. But at the same time, I realized, like,
I'm
oh
just
my
saying.
gosh, I actually really enjoy producing. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
really love editing and producing my own content too. Like, I love the ability of having that storytelling
Mm-hmm.
aspect that's pulling out of me, because a part of me enjoys writing. I'm still like, I write too. I was like, oh, I can do so many things with this one interest. Like, there's different
Right.
branches that I could branch off to. So it's like, in the midst of trying that one thing, wanting to be in front of the camera, I found that I love producing. I found that I love writing. So like, I do both of those things.
And
So it's
as
like
you
really
should.
important. It's important to just go ahead and take that time and nurture those talents. And you'll find that you'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to start multiple businesses that way that are profitable, because that's what it's all
That
about.
very much so. Yeah, it is, about making a profit and making a living for your family and your life and stuff like that. So it's like that's pretty much what it is about. And some people, to me, and I believe we are those people, are not meant to work for someone else.
Yeah. Like, I knew that for a while. Like, I know that, just, I don't know, I just have this thing about restriction and like boundaries. I really don't like constantly being told what to do. So like, I knew that being an entrepreneur was a way that I just needed to express that
Mm-hmm.
freedom side of me. Like, I needed to be free. I needed to do this and
Mm-hmm.
that, like, on my own terms. So, for a long time, I still do a lot of contract work for other companies, but at the same time, it's like I enjoy having that peace of mind of my own
Of
company.
course. Of course. Of course. That's the best part about it. But what was I gonna say to you? What is the hardest thing that you feel that you face going on this journey of becoming successful as an entrepreneur?
Keeping myself motivated. I, like you said, self-sabotage. Like I just be in my head a lot. I overthink a lot. Like being afraid to release content because I don't think it's good enough. Like I don't like I wouldn't have the equipment. Like I'm still building my studio. Like it's just so hard
Me
to keep
too.
yourself motivated. Being your own cheerleader sometimes because not everybody's gonna get it right. Like
Yeah.
not everybody's gonna be into what you're into, especially like in your immediate circle. So like sometimes you really just have to focus on being your own cheerleader. It's so
Yeah.
important.
That's so true. And I'll answer that question too for myself. I feel that you kind of touched on everything. That's true. Staying motivated. Um, that is one of the hardest things on the journey because sometimes you find yourself in like not really like a rut, but like
Mm-hmm.
you are your own worst critic. So sometimes you be too hard on yourself, and then it's like you you want to put this out, but you don't end up putting it out because you're criticizing yourself. Like, no, that's not good enough. But you got to also remember, Rome wasn't built in a day.
No.
So you have to have some progress. You want to have something to look back at and be like, okay, I was good, but now I'm great. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So that's something that I struggle with I strive for perfection when I know that none of us are perfect, but that's something that everything has to be right. I want this to be right. You know how I was like about the banner on the YouTube thing, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain things that I do that I want to be to perfection, and it's like sometimes you have to just put it out there because somebody gonna see you, and if you are that star like you believe you are, they gonna see past all the technical difficulties. Now I ain't saying just do anything and slap it up there. You know what I
Yeah, you want to make
mean?
sure you're giving good content.
Make
If you
sure
are
you're
going to
giving good
be in the
content.
content creating game,
Right.
you want to always make sure you're providing value to your client and your
There you
audience.
go.
It's important.
There
You
you
know what I
go.
mean? That's how you can build
Boom.
profit. You want to make sure you're providing value. So I encourage it. Like I
Boom.
really, really do. I really, really do.
Yeah.
It's an exciting part of being an entrepreneur, like noticing
Mhm.
like you're doing one thing and then like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I can branch off and do this and that
Yeah,
too. So
it's exciting. And then especially when you know, like I said, when you know you're kind of good at it, it's like, uh,
right.
okay.
This is
So,
cute.
yeah, this all right. I like that. But yeah, no, for real though, you gotta be you gotta be patient with yourself and cut yourself a little slack sometimes, you know?
Hmm. Definitely. Just have faith in the process. Enjoy the process and have faith in it because it's really going to be worth it in the end.
Oh,
Because
friend, you better
you're
say
focusing
that.
on those things that you're interested in. So it's like it's going to be fulfilling anyway. So I really
Yeah.
encourage it.
And to me, if you love something when you first getting started, I feel like the best parts is when you first like. I'm this type of person, and I feel like this is a good analogy. Like to me, I love artists when they first come out. Don't get me wrong, I love artists that's still out, but when
Mhm.
they first come out, it's like a
They are
different grit grind that they
hungry.
got deep down, and it's like I love that shit. I'll be like, yeah,
Yes.
this my girl, or this I love him. He dope. You know what I mean? But when they made it and they start getting comfortable with the content that they produce, it starts to feel watered down. Like it starts to feel like they doing it now, like okay boo, whatever. Versus when they was on that come up, they wanted somebody to hear them, so they had more to say, you know what I mean? So it's like
Hmm.
I don't know if because I could relate with that part of life more than that part of life, maybe that's why I feel like that. But I feel as though even when I do make it, that's still gonna be just my favorite
Hmm.
because I come from the street, I come from the grit and the grind and the hustle and the all that. So when I see a person that's trying to make it and they out there really doing their thing, oh, it's like I'll be like, yeah. I look at all their music. I'm looking at everything they doing. I'm reposting. I'm sharing because I'm just that type of person. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But I said that to say, like, you gotta make sure you keep that same energy. You know how people always say, don't introduce me to an energy you can't maintain. Maintain that
Mm-hmm.
same grind. Like
Keep it.
yeah, like
Keep
you
it.
got you gotta maintain that same energy. And that's on period.
That's how you're going to allow those things to grow. You have to feed and fuel it with that energy. Always make sure that you're focusing on those passions that got you started to begin with. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And even if you stumble and fall back, like just know, like I said before, have that grace on yourself to pick yourself back up, to keep
Yeah.
going, because this journey isn't easy. You know, we've talked about it before, like being an entrepreneur is not easy at all,
Not at
but have
all.
that grace and just keep on going.
And it ain't
And
for
don't
the
be
weak.
afraid to
It's
put your hands in
that's why
different
it's
pots.
only a handful of people that does this. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody can't do it. Everybody
Period.
everybody can't do it. So that's what that is.
But like I said, you see most of your celebrities, your favorite celebrities doing it. I know we probably trying to work on canceling celebrity culture, which is like, okay, like we could do
Yeah.
that. But you still want to take notes from the people that are doing it and doing it at a level that's like obviously top tier. You know what I mean? Like we talked about Rihanna, she's doing it at a level that's
Right.
consistent. All of her businesses are lucrative and successful. You know what I mean? You want to be able to take notes at that. Because the celebrities got that thing locked. Okay, they have that management team that are letting them know you're hot right now. So go ahead and put your hands in this, that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's important too. Like when you do get to a certain stature, have people around you that is for you and not against you. That's so important as well in entrepreneurship, because sometimes you can get people that want to be where you are, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and they sabotage you. So it's like
Talk about it. Not everybody can go. Not
some of them
everybody can
motherfuckers
go
you got to
now.
leave them at the bus stop you seen them at. No shade.
Okay, not everyone can go.
No shade. No
Cause
shade.
some people just not gonna get it. Some people gonna be like, "Dang, you doing so much. Like, why are you doing all that? Why can't you just
Girl.
focus on one thing?"
And also too, who's gonna be what I've learned too, who's gonna be like your biggest critics, is like your family members.
Yeah, your family and friends.
Because
Your
they don't
family and friends.
understand. They don't understand. Like, you know, when a lot of people be like, oh, y'all can go out and support this and support them and support him and support her and support that and support that. But you can't support me. It's like, it's not that they don't want to see you win, but a lot of people don't believe in the person next to them until another person they believe in. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Exactly.
So you're gonna see
Exactly.
like all of a sudden once you make it, these people is like on your coattail. You know what I mean? And it's like you're gonna be
Okay.
like, well, where were you then? And to
You
me,
was not with me
at
shooting in
that
the
moment,
gym.
it defines the person you are.
It does. It really does. And try not to focus on that. Like that's what I would be so in my head, like because like I said, it was hard to keep myself motivated. So I
Yeah.
constantly kept looking around me to get that motivation until I realized like, hey, these are my passions and dreams. I can't force that on somebody else to get it.
Yeah.
So like just definitely just making sure that strangers are just going to support you anyway. When you realize like, okay, this is my niche and this is what I want to do, and you found that you've created something that's
Mm.
going to be valuable to your audience, you're going to get the support. You're going to get the support regardless. And it's not going to be immediately your friends and family. Sometimes you may have like dope friends and family around you that are
Or
just going to
people you
support
don't
just
know.
because.
Sometimes it's gonna be people
But
you don't
yeah.
know. Like I always use this analogy too. When I first started doing hair, my mom and my sisters supported in the beginning. You know what I mean? When I was in the first stages of learning, they used to let me practice on them, but they wasn't wearing it out the house because it wasn't okay. But then like my cousin them, they would come sometimes and get their hair done. Also, too, one of my other cousins, she supported me like I did any style on her. If she sat in my chair, whatever I was doing, if I wanted to color, like however, she supported. You know what I mean? But
We appreciate you, cousin.
man, appreciated her to the T because she was like my muse. Everything that I needed her, everything I needed, photo shoots, anything, I used her. You know what I mean? So you get at one or two family members who want to support,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get the rest who's like, well, I'm gonna wait to see her get a
See
little
what
bit better.
happens. I'm gonna see what
Yeah,
happens.
and
She
then it's
want to
like
do so much, right?
yeah. Like
Oh,
so,
you
it's
ain't
like
doing enough.
so you
Catpaw said
can't
it
really.
best. You ain't doing enough. You're not.
They be like, Cat, yeah, you do it too much. I'm like, shut up, hoe.
Hey,
You ain't doing
you ain't
that.
doing enough. Okay, you're just not doing
Period.
enough, and you just don't get. It's not for people to understand. Like when God provides you a vision, it is not everyone's vision to understand. You have to sit with it. You have to go ahead and nurture it, and you have to allow it to grow and manifest. So go ahead and have your hands in pots, okay, baby? Cece told you first. Landon and Cece told you first.
And
okay?
I'm just telling you, man, stop listening to the naysayers because you will never get to do what you want to do if you listen to somebody tell you no. You know what I mean? You would never get to. So just continue moving forward, man. But yeah. that's what I'm saying on that.
That's what we're saying on that. We encourage it. We live by it. We are living testimonies and proof that you can do it, and you can do it at a level that is very great and profitable.
Friend, you better talk.
And
you
honestly,
said we live in testimonies, friend.
We really
I'm about
are.
to shout, friend. You know, my God, today. You know, I cut up in here, friend.
We are living testimonies of it. Okay, y'all gonna. I got some really great stuff coming out next month. I mean, like I said, like I'm back in my writing bag. Okay, I'm back in my writing bag, and I'm gonna be, showcasing my writing talents again. So I'm excited about that because, like, this year has definitely
up like that, friend.
I mean, we said we was growing them talents, so I had to take a step back. I had to take a step back. Okay, so I'm definitely back on my writing tip, and I'll definitely be posting more on some of the online publications I'm going to be working with. So like I'm a big advocate of being a serial entrepreneur, of having your hands in different pots and like really growing those talents, because at the end of the day, life is short. Why not do what you love? And if you have the ability to get paid for it, like it's an obvious yes. You know what I mean? It's obvious. You should just do it.
Yes. An obvious yes. I like that. It's an obvious yes. That's cute, friend. I like that. Okay. I'm gonna get a shirt made. It's an oh, friend.
You just thought of something.
See, look.
Is it a t-shirt connoisseur? Like, I don't know. Like, we gonna start a t-shirt business?
Friend, it's an obvious yes on a shirt. Stop playing with me. Write that up right now. I need that.
And another thing, like, what's a great tip is when you are like planning and thinking about having your hands in different things that you're interested in, write it down. When they say write it down and watch it get real, living testimony of that as well. Like before I moved out here, I wrote down exactly that I wanted to move out of state and I wanted to have like a 2-bedroom condo and this and that. And I literally have gotten everything that I've written down.
It's power in that word. It's power in the written word. You know what I'm saying? It's power in the written word. And it's something that I try to live by, because when she first met me, I didn't used to write a lot, like write down stuff a lot. And she used to be like, you need to write. And I'm like, girl, the only time I write is when I'm in church and I'm writing my scripture down that I'm going to review later. You know what I mean? But she like, no, you need to write your dreams down. You have not written down what you want to accomplish or things that y'all, when I tell y'all, after I wrote things down on a piece of paper, I literally started crossing them out.
Mm-hmm. And that's the best feeling too, right? Like when you say you're going to do it.
It's like when you see this list that you wrote for something that you wanted to do and you start seeing you cross them out. It's like, look at God. Like, that's how I feel. I'll be like, look at God, because it makes me feel so good, because she knows a lot, about my background and stuff like that. So about where I came from and stuff like that. So for me to accomplish things that I have accomplished, it's like, I feel it. Like, that's how it is for me. So I'm very excited about life, period. Like I said, during this time, it is a trying time, but this is the best time for you to really get you a notebook. 99-cent store, 99 cents. Just get you a little notebook and a 99-cent pen and just write down what you want to do, man. Like, just put, okay, if it's, you want to go, if water skiing is part of your goal. Write that, whatever. It's
Write
not
it
limited to
down.
what you can write down. Write that down, man, and it will really it will come to life. It's like I always tell you, it's power in the written word. I always tell you that. What happened, friend? We can't hear you, so I don't know what she got going on. She having a little technical difficulties up there with her mic and stuff. But yeah, no, for real though, I want you guys to write that down and just start focusing on different things. She can't hear me. Hold on, y'all. She cannot hear me. Hello, can you hear me now? It would do this today. Oh, mm-mm. Nope, not at all. And we had to, you guys.
Got it.
Yeah. What
See,
had
this is what
happened?
happens. You see, we didn't fail. We just got right back up. Period.
Okay,
Okay.
period. Ooh.
Oh, they try to shut my mic. They try to Kanye West me. They really just try to Kanye West me, Frank. I don't deserve that. I was just trying to give y'all the keys. I was just trying to give y'all the keys.
That's it.
I
Fred,
was
what
just
had
trying to
happened?
give y'all the keys.
You
That's
don't sound as
it.
clear as you did either the
I
first
don't.
time.
Well, I think that I'm having
Oh,
some
there you
technical
go.
difficulties, but like
There
I
you
think we're
go.
back now, right? Now we gotta make sure the lip gloss is juicy.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying because what had happened was if you can't go to Bella Noche's,
Where can I
where could
go?
you go? Like that's all I'm saying. Like
Where can you go though,
where
friend? Like
can
they
you
really try to cut my
go?
mic off.
And they charge you and they played you in your spirit. But however, moving forward,
Moving forward, because sometimes that happens. Like I said, you just get back up.
you do because this is what happens in showbiz. You know, sometimes unexpected things happen. But
Sometimes they
anyway,
do.
anyway, no, but today I wanted to talk to you about some things. You know, we got our someone said segment. Girl, what is you doing over there? Girl, she is acting up today. Somebody come get her.
Somebody come get what's going on because I think somebody was upset. How many, like, whoever's in the live hating, go back home and go to sleep. Because I don't appreciate you right now.
Okay, because they send all type of bad energy your way today, friend.
We don't need it. We don't need it.
I'm just saying, friend, you gotta.
But we're back. We're back.
I
We're
don't know
fine
what had
now.
happened. But no, I wanted to go into the someone said segment because today, y'all, and this week, it's been a lot going on. And
This year's not letting up. It's not gonna stop, I don't think. I really don't think it is. But we definitely want to make sure you guys know what's going on in the streets, and that's on period.
it's definitely on period. First up, we got Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lane.
Before you go into that, friend, I just want to say to any guy that I talked to that was under 6 feet, I don't trust you. And I definitely don't trust you now.
Somebody to play with because I'm under. Don't do us short people like that. That be hating.
I don't trust you. This is exactly why there's a 6 foot requirement. This is exactly why we want somebody 6 foot because
okay, well, yeah, want somebody 6 foot, he gonna choke your ass and flick you like a goddamn bug because he's so goddamn tall. Keep playing. Them tall. Oh, and that's the shit you like. Look. This is what I'm talking about. Just a mess.
No.
Girl, get this
Wait,
lady.
I gotta talk to him every podcast because I told you I manifested him. And look, you can choke me if you want to.
Girl. Look, so don't be calling me talking about Landon, he done choked me. I'ma say, ma'am, that's something you agreed upon. Don't call me. I'm that.
Oh my gosh, I'm just joking around, kind of.
No, but
Anyway, go ahead and finish. Let them know what somebody said.
Megan Thee
So I can run with
Stallion
that.
and Tory Lanez. It's a lot going on. So according to the blogs, and if you guys want the news firsthand, make sure you follow our social media page on the mic with LB on Instagram. So and Twitter. You get the news firsthand. And then here we kind of review it and dissect it. You know what I'm saying? But Tory Lanez. So this is the story. They were at a party in Hollywood and don't know exactly what transpired between him and her for him to even pull out the gun. But something happened to where they ended up leaving the party and he ended up drawing a gun and Megan got shot in her foot. Allegedly, they say that Tory Lanez did it, but I'm not sure how true that is. But that's the story right now. So my thing is this. This is what I think. So Tory ended up getting arrested that night, right?
All speculation. We don't know what's up.
Listen. I don't understand what happened to why there was even a gun in play. Like, but this is my take on it. This is what I think had happened. I'm gonna just give you my take on it. What I think had happened was him and her was in the car. This is my little ghetto voice, y'all. Him and her was up in the car, right? And they was driving and they was getting ready to leave the party. I think they was fucking around or whatever, or something like that. And I think that they was getting ready to leave the party. And I think somebody tried to rob them, right? Now, y'all know Tory Lanez a Leo. So, you know, Leos like to show off. This is in my brain.
That makes perfect sense. Of course he's a Leo and he's under 6 foot. The man got anger issues. He got anger issues.
Right. He got a little man. So listen, this is what I think had happened.
It's a thing.
I think somebody tried to rob them. And because I just don't see him pulling out a gun on her big ass, like for no reason. I just don't see it. No shade, no tea. I just don't. For no reason, like for an argument.
I can see him getting upset and her really getting like verbally
for
getting
what,
at him.
Tory is kind of hood. I don't see him pulling his gun on his female. A lot. It's a stigma about a lot of hood men. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
They was drinking now? Like I see that.
I'm pretty sure they was because she was buzzed because earlier that night she was on live with Kylie. So they was a little buzzed, but I don't think that he put this. I'm telling you what I think. Let me tell you my story. This is what I think, and this is how y'all know how fucked up my mind is, or this is how y'all know I'm really from the hood. So I feel like they was driving and doing their thing and doing whatever they was doing, right? So they was getting ready to go home and do whatever. Whoop. Somebody I feel like tried to rob them, right? Mm-hmm. So instead of him like letting it happen, I feel like he had to show off. Like I'm with Megan. This is my girl. You know, he a Leo, so they gotta show they're naturally protectors. Period. You know what I mean? So he got to show off like, yeah, I'm finna do this. I feel like he pulled out his gun. And when he pulled out his gun, Megan panicked and ended up getting shot in her foot. You get what I'm saying? Because she was trying to stop him from doing whatever it was that he was finna do. But he probably was thinking in his mind, like, bitch, you talking about you a high girl, you do high shit, but you ain't doing high shit because you scared because he pulled out that gun and you got nervous.
I don't know. It's something about your story that doesn't sit right with me. Like, why would he be getting robbed?
I feel like I'm right. That's what happened. Period.
Well, fine, and Frank, you can feel like you're right, but I just feel like I can't wait to see how the story develops a bit further. Like when we really get to know the facts, like what really happened. Because
and she haven't spoke out yet, but she did reply on Twitter because girl, what's her name? What's
her friend? Name? Her best friend?
No, not her best friend. I forgot her
What you talking
freaking name, but
about?
she was making jokes about the situation with Tori and Megan, and Megan tweeted like, check this out. Y'all can laugh and make jokes about it, but I ain't spoke on it yet. And whoever find it funny, F you.
No, 50 Cent made a meme trying to make a joke of her running as she was getting shot, which I just feel like so untasteful. Like, he be playing around too much, like too much. I feel like one of these days he's really gonna meet his match. He's really gonna meet his match because that was
Yeah,
so unnecessary.
somebody gonna break it. No, but it was somebody else. It was a lady. I can't think of the bitch name. I forgot her name. I was just talking about this earlier, but I can call it.
Is it
lady.
Jess?
Not,
Jessica?
no, Jess
Just with the
Hilarious.
mess. Just
No.
hilarious, right? No, I don't know who you talking about. I just know that I seen that 50 Cent one. I was just like, really? And people, what was killing me was on Twitter, people were like, nah, we gotta go ahead and find Kylie because Kylie needs to tell us what's going on.
Hey, check this out. Kylie needs to be searched. We gonna get on that too. We gonna get on that too.
Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna get on that too. But let's do a little something right quick. Hold on, y'all. It's a lot going on. Hold on, y'all. What you need to get your little refreshments, get your drinking stuff going on, and hold on. We'll be right back in 2 seconds. Hold on, y'all. Okay.
Dang, why is my shit dying like that? Hello?
We back. We back in this thing.
We're back, period. Okay, we are back.
Yeah.
I feel like I sound so much better, right?
Yeah, I agree. Whatever you did, I'm happy you did it. We needed that little break, but we needed to get a little refreshment. Y'all know this live. Don't act like y'all don't know this live. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Okay, period. But
period. Enjoy the live. Rock with us. I hope that you guys are enjoying yourselves on this beautiful hump day. Okay. Take a time out to go ahead and show my page some love again at cc_the_coins. Okay.
Make sure you follow us, period, on our social media at on the mic with LB and everything on the mic with LB. Everything is
Twitter,
on the mic with
Instagram,
LB.
all of that.
Yeah. Just don't trip. But yeah, that's my story. Just to jump back into things, that's my story with them. I feel like it make perfectly good sense.
I mean, I guess I still don't know. We just never know until they tell us, to be honest with you.
No. That's true, T. We really don't know what happened, and because none of us was there. But just me and my immaculate conception of the story for all the signs that I gathered.
Speaking of immaculate conception, you know what somebody else said? What I heard? I know the Barbs are really excited.
I'm ecstatic right now. Nikki M is pregnant, baby.
Yeah, she's pregnant. And honestly, a lot of people were saying that her pregnancy photos were tacky, but like, come on, she's Nikki the
First of all,
Harajuku
how is
Barbie.
they tacky? To me, she was a Harajuku Barbie, and it was so cute. And I don't see what was
Yes,
tacky about
I'm
it.
happy
Like
for
they
her.
really hate on her. That pisses me off so bad. Like I love the fuck out of Nicki Minaj. Now I wouldn't say I'm a
I do. I
super
really do.
Barb. No, but
I
I
am not a super
genuinely
Barb.
love Nicki. No, I'm not a super
I
Barb,
do.
but I am a part of her fan base. I
Mm-hmm.
love her. Period. She's bomb.
We
The reason why I
stand for
say I'm not a
her.
super Barb is because I don't agree with everything a person does. I'm not a yes man. You know what I mean? I tell a person when they do wrong, and that's just why I say I'm not a Barb, because the Barbs agree with every single thing that lady do. I love her, and I'm just not that type of person. But I'm so happy about her being
Yes.
pregnant
What do you think
because
she's having?
I feel like it's a girl.
I think it's a boy.
I feel like it's a girl. I don't know why. Deep down in my heart, I think it's a girl.
Because she's
And then
carrying, she's sitting up, like she's carrying high. So I really feel like it's a boy. And I think that'd be really cute.
I think it'd be cute too if it was a boy, but I think it'd also be cute if it was a girl too. Because I feel like her husband gonna be so like, this is my daddy little girl and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they were pissing me off about him too.
Well, look, love is love. Okay, you love who you love, and
but nobody knows like what happened. That's the part that irritates me so bad, because don't nobody know what happened to him.
If Nikki loves it, I love it. If Nikki likes it, I love it.
And it's like, mind your damn business. Like, obvious.
But friend, we're not minding our business, so
I am. Their business is my business, so I'm minding it. No, but when I say mind your damn business, I mean mind your damn business. Even with me reporting the news and giving y'all the tea and we joking, we kiki about it. Genuinely deep down in my heart, I don't give a damn about who she cock her legs open to.
Yeah, that's just her business. I pray that the baby is healthy. Like, I'm excited for her. I feel like she is an amazing and talented rapper. And I know that like this is going to be one of those things that's going to shift how she raps. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited to see it. I'm here for it. Period.
Because girl, you look good. Won't you back that ass? That's what she said. She had to bag it up. I said, can I bag it up? Can I bag it up? Yeah. She had to bag it up. But I'm happy she's pregnant though. For real.
Yeah. Because I know she wanted it. She got married and you could tell she was like hinting to that. And then to finally have the pictures, it's just like, oh, really cute. We love to see it. We really love to see it.
I do. And then like my favorite pose was when she was on the couch and her feet was like to the side and she was holding her stomach like.
No, it's so.
I was like, come on, Nikki, yeah.
She's all in her stomach too.
Titties is swole, baby. Them some motherfucking watermelon, but I love it. I live. I know her back hurt.
And you know what I was thinking, like, and that's just me being weird, but like, obviously she's been super open about having like butt shots. Like her butt's just not like awkwardly big too. It's really not. Like, Amber Rose, her body was huge when she was pregnant.
Yeah, and Kim, she looked like a goddamn walrus.
Hippo, like it was huge. But Nikki looks really, really natural. And I'm sure it was probably retouched, of course, but her body looks great in these pictures. I think that is really cute. I don't get the stripper heels though. I don't really understand the bikini and stripper heels, but whatever.
I lived for it. Now them some heels. If you gonna put some heels on, baby, put some motherfucking heels on. Mm-hmm. And them heels was long heels. They wasn't red bottoms, but they was long heels. Long. I lived for them. I did. But moving forward, girl. You know what else is going on in the streets?
Speaking about hippo bodies, fake bodies.
Fake bodies.
Okay, we're speaking about all of that. And you know how I said they try to cut the mic on me? They try to Kanye me. Let's talk about Kanye West. Mr. West.
Mr. West is in the building. First off, let's start off by this.
Yeah.
So he went on Twitter. First off, let's start there. Let's start here. I mean, it seemed like after he did the rally in South Carolina.
We have to even say that because they probably like if you're living under a rock somewhere. Yeah. We have to start off by said Kanye West announced his run for presidency for 2020.
Which he won't get my goddamn vote.
I honestly didn't think he was serious. Okay. Until the rally that took place in South Carolina. Now that is crazy.
But he still didn't win South Carolina, so
because he didn't put in his he didn't put in some sort of documentation in on time. But like the fact that he literally was trying to do it is crazy to me because he's dead serious. It's a touchy subject with me with Kanye because it's like, we definitely are aware of his battle with mental illness and dealing with being bipolar. So it's like I think a lot of us are on the fence of damn, you saying some fuck shit right now, but at the same time, it's like we know you're not all the way right.
Let me tell you this though too. Okay, so let's break it down before I go into that. Okay, so y'all know he did the presidential rally in South Carolina. It didn't go over so well. After it didn't go over so well, he took to Twitter. What was that like? Maybe the same night or the day after. Yeah, we want to say because he made a statement at the rally, basically talking about aborting his daughter North and stuff like that. So it kind of struck the nerve of a lot of people. Because why would you even speak of that? The girl was here. Don't nobody want to hear that they was possibly an abortion.
You know what I mean? Real life conversation though.
No, it definitely is real life conversation, but that's a little girl. She don't want to hear. She don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like she's here in the flesh. If that's a conversation that I feel like you have amongst adults that is not being recorded and filmed, so you're not subjected to outside opinions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I feel. But so he made that statement about his daughter, possibly being aborted and stuff like that. And after that, he kind of spiraled down. He started talking about, Kim tried to 5150 him. And then when Kim had that meeting about the prison reform with Meek Mill, it was a one-on-one thing. And he felt disrespected about that. He started saying that Kris Jenner was basically in the house. Basically hovering over, like we all know Kris Jenner do. You know what I'm saying? He even sent her a text message and stated, do you want to go to war with me? You gonna talk to me now? I guess they're isolating him out. He was saying that the movie Get Out, we all knew that was about him. This is my take on it. He ranted and raved for a good time. He probably still going. You know what I'm saying? he been ranting on Twitter for quite some time. But my thing is this. He's still a part of the Black community. And I'm saying this to say this. Black people, to me, majority of Black people have a bipolar disorder, but they're just not diagnosed with it. And what I mean by that, because like we stated on our last episode, we were told a lot as children, what goes on in this household stays in this household. And a lot of things get swept under the rug. So what I mean by majority of Black people having the bipolar disorder and not being diagnosed, they're not going to the doctor for that. Yeah. So I'm saying this to say, I believe the man know what he talking about.
Yeah. I feel like he is speaking his truth. He's just saying it in the wrong way.
A lot of people are deeming it as, he may be having a breakdown from his, mental illness and things like that. One thing I've learned from experience with people with mental illness or any type of illness, period, they speak the damn truth. When I say they speak the damn truth, they speak the damn truth because they don't realize that they're really doing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it just comes out. So I'm saying that to say this man is crying out for help.
He is. And I honestly want to say this, friend. I feel like with society, we have these unwritten rules, right? That we just follow. Like, there's certain things that you can and can't say. Especially but Black it's people. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like we don't deem all pain the same.
No.
There's so many of our stories that's just not taken seriously because it's like if it makes somebody uncomfortable, we just sweep it under the rug. Like everybody's like,
or they say suck it up.
Kanye, let's cancel him. I'm like, but this man is trying to speak his truth. Now the whole Harriet Tubman thing, I don't I do
I feel
not
like I
have
feel like I
to.
understood a little bit what he was trying to say, but it still was not relevant for a point to be
Yeah,
made. So
I wish that I was part of his PR team. I'm like, who is a part of his PR team? Who is helping him get his thoughts together before he goes out and speaks to the public? Like,
nobody.
I think
Him.
being able to effectively
Him and all the
communicate is
7
so
people that live in
important.
his head. No shade.
That is not funny, friend.
I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just saying no. Because if he had somebody that he really trusted a part of his PR team, he wouldn't be in a lot of mess that he's in.
He doesn't have a lot of people around him. Like, he's posted that,
That's
like, he
what I'm
shared that.
saying. That's
And honestly,
what I'm
I tweeted
saying.
this and I will say it again out loud on the podcast. Like, you really got to be mindful who you procreate with and who you decide to marry as a man.
Yeah.
Okay? Because
That's
that
true.
means everything. And
But then
I was always confused about their marriage because I'm like, she don't
still
even be
confused
super
about it.
supportive.
Still confused the fuck
Super
about it. I
confused. I'm
don't
just
get
like,
it.
what?
And then I bet you she's gonna come out with a statement like as if she's been there with him the whole fucking time. And bitch, we know you
Well,
weren't.
did you read her
However,
statement?
did you? I was just about to say, did you see her statement that she put on Instagram on her page? I'll read a little bit of it. I'm not reading all of it because she wrote a damn novel. But the first part was she put, I understand Kanye is subjected to criticism because he is a public figure and his actions at times cause strong opinions and emotions. He is a brilliant but complicated person who on top of the pressure of being an artist and a black man, I'm sorry, she tried it. But I'm gonna
Like,
keep
I
moving
started
forward.
rolling my eyes. I'm like, girl, I wrote this for you.
Yeah,
They should
she
be
tried
helping him
it.
write stuff.
Thank
But
you.
go ahead. Finish
She
your
said,
story.
on top of being an artist and a black man who experienced the painful loss of his mother and has to deal with the pressure and isolation that is heightened by his bipolar disorder. Those who are close with Kanye know his heart and understand his words. Sometimes do not align with his intentions. Living with bipolar disorder does not diminish or invalidate his dreams and his creative ideas, no matter how big or unobtainable they may feel to some. I'm sorry, this is a joke to me. They may feel to some. This is part of his genius, and as we have all witnessed, many of the big dreams have come true. Listen.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It was a very well written statement. I mean, it definitely got to the point. But what I will say is, though, you can tell that he's still mourning. He still has that wound of his mother. I mean, his new project that's coming out this Friday, I believe, is called Donda, after his mom.
I understand.
So it's like,
I don't know how it feels to lose a mother, so I can't say I understand that. I still have my mom today, and I thank God, and I would be hurt too if I lost my mother. So I can't say I understand that. However, my point is with Kanye, somebody needs to listen to him. This man really thinks that he's right now invincible. I feel, because you're running for president. You got this wife that is like a big social media or media god. Like people worship him.
They do.
My problem with them, though. They play like they're for black or for him, and I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all.
There's definitely been speculations and rumors about, him trying to divorce Kim. Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know what it is about them Kardashians, baby, that y'all love so much, but as a black woman and seeing them constantly appropriate our culture and replicate a lot of black women, I just never had a stomach.
You better talk your shit, friend.
I've never had a stomach for that family at all. Like, I have family members who stand for the Kardashians, and I'm just like, I don't get it.
And you know what irritates me too? I used to be a big Kardashian fan. I'm never gonna lie and say that I wasn't. I was a Kardashian fan.
I liked Kourtney. Kourtney seemed cool.
Khloe used to be my favorite, but I was a Kardashian fan. But listen to me. thing that I hate that people do when it comes to them. They're like, oh, they're not white, they're Armenian. They're kind of
That's
black.
Caucasian. That's white. Still,
When
that's
you
Armenian is still white.
say it, friend, talk.
White.
Say it one more
It's
time.
still very much so.
When you
white.
when you
No
go
shade
to
to
the
Caucasian people, though. I
goddamn,
love all of y'all
when you
races.
go to the doctor,
Mhm.
when you go to the doctor, I'm not finna. I don't give a damn. I'm tired of always biting my tongue with white people. I'm
I
not
ain't biting my
racist,
tongue.
but
I know that all Caucasian people aren't racist and like
no,
that,
they're
but
not.
I'm just saying
No,
they're
not.
white.
But they also
Armenian
make
is not a
people
race.
feel.
Like, you're right.
Period. That's what it is. I'm not being racist, but what I was saying, when you go to the damn doctor, you don't see Armenian on the damn paper. You see white. You got white. You got white. You see white.
We gotta stop there. We gotta stop.
That's what you see.
No, I don't like the appropriation, like the calculated. I feel like everything about them is super calculated. They do things intentionally. Like I feel the whole prison reform thing, her trying to get involved.
It's something. I said that from the first nigga who run for presidency.
Like I don't know, just everything about it. Like I'm all for living your life with intent. I think it's extremely important, but it's just like at the cost of what though? Like what is your true intention? You know, and he referenced Kim and you know, Chris. Like he made like white supremacy. Like when he posted the screenshot, he was like, "Oh, this is white supremacy." I'm like, you married a white woman, so what did you expect? I don't know.
He tripping, but I love him.
What did you think?
I love him. He be tripping, but it's like
he has no like whole bar. Like he does not like.
No, but it's like I'm not. When I say I love him, I'm not really a fan of Kanye. I don't really agree with his antics and things like that. But
I've been a fan. I'm a fan of his music. I think he's legendary.
I used to be a fan. You know, I'm old Kanye when he was on there with Carrie Hilson. Sometimes love comes around, and then actually, you know, I was here for that. That's the Kanye flashing lights.
You know, like the gospel album
Kanye I loved, man.
No, I enjoyed.
Maybe I'm gonna tell you why. I don't agree with any artist that's like an R&B artist or something like that going to gospel unless they're gonna make real gospel music. You know, I grew up in church and I grew up in a Baptist church, so I'm used to that deep down South old music from the people that, you know, get up there and they older and they can't really sing but they sound good in church. That's the music. That's the church music I like. You know what I'm saying?
That's understandable.
That's what I like. That roll like coming down the aisle. You walking down the aisle. No, yeah, I'm never gonna take that away. You should definitely be able to always praise God. But to me, I didn't like it.
Hey, I'm old fashioned. I'm praying that I think that right now he's going through a transition and he is just uncovering. He's just speaking his truth, and I'm just standing on the sidelines like everybody else, waiting to see what happens. Because I just hope he makes it back home. Seriously, and I hope that us as a community can find it in our hearts to embrace him. Because at the end of the day, we can clearly see that he is crying out for help, and I'm tired of everybody's pain being like dismissed just because it's. Like, dang, like how many times does somebody have to like grow and change to do like, if he's obviously saying, hey, this is where I am right now, maybe he's gone through things and learned things that we just don't know. We're not in this man's face 24/7. Maybe the criticism just has to stop at some point where we just have and provide a listening ear. I think we're just doing too much critiquing at this point. And I feel like I hope that we have his back. Like, honestly, like something's going on. He's crying out for help. And I hope that I'm just going to continue praying for him because I believe in Kanye. I was a little confused when he got married to Kim, but you know, it is what it is. His children are beautiful. And say it again. That's that. No,
but definitely we do need to lift him up in prayer. And also our sister Tamar too, up in prayer too. We need to lift her up too because it's a lot. And a lot of people are cruel about the situation, but you know,
the way that we treat mental health and our pain, like in our society,
that
is
ain't gonna never
crazy.
change.
It's
Let
like
me tell you
everybody
why.
wants to be a savage. Like, no,
It's
humans
never
have
gonna
feelings.
change, like I told you last episode, because of how we were raised and the things that we have gone through.
I believe it
As
is going to
far,
change.
I don't see it.
If we
I'm
keep on
sorry. I
speaking out
love
on
my
it.
race. Yeah, definitely. I feel like we can impact it some type of way.
And I
But
believe the younger generation is fully aware. Like, there's this different type. I feel like the Gen Zs, like, they are tuned in and tapped into their feelings and their emotions. And, you know,
yeah, okay.
I
Okay,
have
so it's getting
nieces that are
better.
like in their 20s that are, like, and, in their teens. And I just feel like they're different. They move different. They think different. They feel different. So I just feel like there is going to be a change. It might take some time. But I definitely feel like there's going to be a change, because this constant laughing at somebody's pain when they're down is
I don't feel like that will
like
ever
that.
stop. I don't feel like that will ever stop. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't feel like that will ever stop. Because in the Black community, like I said, going to see a counselor, going to do things like that, is you're considered weak. Like,
I go
let's
to
just be
therapy and I
real.
advocate for therapy.
No,
Definitely
I'm a
important.
huge advocate for therapy. I agree with it 100%. I'm just telling you, as you know, you're a part of the Black community. Growing up in the experiences that we have experienced, I didn't hear people say, "Get over it. What don't kill you make you stronger."
Yeah.
This and it, a lot of different sayings. So that's why I say I feel that it's not really gonna change like that. Black people is hard. Once they get set in their ways, they is hard. That's like, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks.
Well, look,
I ain't say it can't be done. I said it's hard.
I know.
But
like I said, we're gonna push forward.
Definitely, we definitely will. We'll continue to always advocate for it, and I believe more people with platforms that does advocate for it, it will bring some light to it. I do believe that. Can it change? I believe it can change. I believe it's going to take longer than we think. Yeah, it's gonna take work.
Unfold. We brought you guys a lot of what's been going on now, a lot of stories that haven't unfolded yet. So, like, we're just gonna keep praying, keep him up in prayer, keep Tamar up in prayer. With her suicide attempt, definitely. I'm praying for her, because like we spoke about in our last podcast on mental health, like, it happens.
Yeah.
I want y'all to understand, if you ever feel that way, just know that you're stronger than you think.
Hell yeah.
You are really stronger than those thoughts. So, oh man, what an interesting week, right?
It's been an interesting week. It really has. I was feeling so under the weather yesterday and the day before, and I think the day before that.
Rona.
No, I don't got the damn Rona.
Still out here, y'all. I hope y'all. I've seen a lot of.
I haven't even been outside.
Vlogs, videos and stuff like that. I'm jealous because there's no.
I haven't been outside.
But y'all need to be wearing y'all masks.
I haven't been outside. I've been to California, but I've been to my sister's house. I literally went there and went into the house, and she got kids, so she extra careful.
Just being precautious is important.
Yeah. So I haven't been outside really like that. So I don't have the Rona. No, but
Miss Rona leave.
Miss Rona ain't going nowhere. I already told y'all that Miss Rona. We're gonna have to live with Miss Rona for quite some time.
For a couple of years, I feel, but they're definitely working on the vaccine.
But I definitely hope that we don't have to be in quarantine the whole time that we're gonna be living with Rona.
If we are, go ahead and make sure that you are following us on all social media platforms.
I mean, even if we ain't,
follow the podcast page
follow
On the Mic with LB. Okay,
that's right.
We'll keep you entertained if we do have to stay inside. Okay.
I mean, if we don't gotta stay inside, we still gonna be posting every Wednesday, and that's on period.
Okay, and that's on
motherfucking for y'all. You know what I
mean?
But we come to the end of our show too. Make sure that you guys do follow us, like she said, on all social media platforms. Yes, I like this show today, even though we were supposed to have a guest today, but
it is what it is. Like, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate all the views. Make sure you're sharing this with your family and your aunties and your uncles and them and the cousins and your mom's mom and your uncle and your brother and your sister. And even like that friend that you think that's your sister. Look. Like, share it with all of them. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you know that when we post, so you don't catch a live.
I love when
ahead and
you
share.
explain stuff. You be like, you got. I love
I
when
speak
you
with my
explain
hands.
stuff.
Like
It be cute.
I'm a
No,
talk with
me
my
too. I
hands.
talk with my hands too, but I love your eyes get to. I'll be like, go ahead, friend. I'm like, look at it, look at it.
Okay, I just need them to know that they need to be sharing this so that way we can just go ahead and touch more people in their
No,
homes so they can go ahead
definitely
and
share
be
this video. Share this shit.
entertained.
Share
Hit
this
that
shit,
share
man.
button, share it on all of
We
your
did
social media
so good
platforms.
last
Yes,
episode.
thank you guys.
I love
The views
y'all.
going up, baby.
I love every day. Every time we post, the views go
Yeah,
up. So,
it feels good.
like I said, we gonna be consistent with this, but we finna go and we gonna
Yeah,
be
it's time for me to
out.
go. I'm
It's
hungry.
time. I am starving too. But make sure you guys do follow us on all our social medias. Y'all know our handles on the mic with LB. Um,
At
at
CC
CC
underscore
underscore
the
the
underscore
underscore coins
coins.
is hers. And at I am Landon B. I think that's mine.
Yes.
But I'll be on the I really don't even be on my own personal social media like that no more. I'll be so focused on
I
building
do.
this. So I mean, hey, follow me there. You're gonna see my live because I do kind of post in my story, but you know. But anyway, yeah, we out of here, y'all. We love y'all. Make sure y'all stay being who you are, stay true
Bye.
to you or who you are, and make sure y'all continue taking risks. We love
Yes, don't
y'all.
follow those dreams, chase them, baby. Bye.
Say it one more time.
Don't follow them dreams. You better chase them.
Okay, period.
Period.
Bye.